I guess the biggest concern right now is that he's being returned to the same system that just let him out to be homeless for 2 weeks. I mean, I can't explain to you the relief that happens when you know he's alive, because this isn't the first go-around, this is the second. So now we're starting the third go-around, where you go through an ER or 5150 or like the mental health hold, and then you get released to your parents or to a rehab, and then you don't want to do that anymore, so you go on the streets. This is Matt. You'll go on the streets, and then he'll do something to get in trouble with the law and get incarcerated and have no medication in jail. When Matt takes his prescription medications, he can smile a lot more. He can converse with you in a way that exhibits all his dreams and desires, and he can formulate a plan. It's not the plan I would come up with in life, or maybe you, but it's his plan, and it's a plan that we could help him with. It has enough substance, and you could tell he's using his mind to dream about his life. He's able to access himself on his medication. Without his medication, it's the illness, it's the brain disease that you see. And with the medication, it's a relief. He's still a chronically ill person, no matter whether you have medication or not. Without medication, it's truly a nightmare and worry, because the impulsivity, possibly he might be self-medicating on top of no medication. It's kind of like, just imagine not sleeping for 20 days and then taking a narcotic. How would you feel? But that would be how he would feel maybe every day. The frustration is being driven to insanity by a system that has clearly broken pieces to it, but it doesn't seem to us on our journey that anybody of any authority in the county, or maybe a little beyond, wants to look at the broken parts for what they are, broken parts. They seemingly give success stories instead of fixing the broken part. There was a period of time we were in almost daily contact with several members of the county healthcare agency. And I believe the intent is good on many people. And but there's plenty of times that I was told, as I'm sharing our story, and our story is broken, and it's not pretty, it's not. It's not pretty. Severe mental illness is not pretty. So that this whole story is not pretty. And when you share the broken parts and the ugliness of it, it's like the heads go buried in the sand, and all you see is, well, but look at this, look at the outreach, or look at the success. That's great, but don't piss in my ear and tell me it's raining. We're more than our parts, right? I mean, we're way more than, people make up all those systems you're talking about. Okay, at the end of the day, it's people that are running these systems. And a lot of the people in charge, in our experience, haven't had the greatest motives. A lot of the workers do. I see people killing themselves every day. But as you go, it seems as you go up, the agendas, there's agendas everywhere. Everyone's got an agenda. And it doesn't seem to include helping the sickest of the sickest of the sick. The sickest of the sickest of the sick have no voice because they're on the street or in the gutter. They can't speak up for themselves. And if they do speak up for themselves, they're considered crazy. He's stolen from us. He's stolen from a neighbor. It was theft, and the inherent behavior that Matthew can display. It's not like when people think of dangerousness. He's not running around trying to hurt you. It's just that his decision-making machine doesn't always make the best decisions. And the outcome of those decisions are usually involve being arrested, like tonight, drug use, right? Some type of extraordinarily delinquent behavior. It's just the way he's been bent. It's how he's always behaved. See, he's not behaving any differently than he did most of his life. So for us, it's really very difficult to understand how there's no continuum of care from the childhood to the adult. When you keep them safe and we all recognize and agree and see, and then in a day, we listen to him and let him dictate his life, when one day we knew what he needed and gave it to him, and the next day we know what he needs and we refuse it. And the law, there's a huge chasm in the law from childhood to adult, right? You're a child, you're kept safe, and it's like the Grand Canyon. And if you can't make that big leap, you know, like if you're not a kind of a person who can go access and navigate the system of care on your own, there's no services for you. My son is an adult now, and here's my gripe. My responsibility to keep him safe hasn't changed in my mind, because I'm his mother and he's disabled. So I'm doing everything I possibly can to knock on every door and to, you know, look everybody I can in the eye and ask them the same thing. Why can't I keep him safe? How does any parent of a chronically disabled child cope? I don't know. You know, you're just a mom.